So I'm just going to comb out Angus's neck with the fine-tooth greyhound comb, fine-tooth end of the greyhound comb. And boy has a lot of hair, so it's kind of hard for me to figure out where I've been and where I'm going. But this area is just right behind the ear. I just want to make sure that I remove any mats from that area with the greyhound comb. And then I'm just going to comb the underside of his ear, just getting all the way out to the end of the ear and to the end of the hair in his ear. Now I'll comb out the top of his ear, using it. And of course you just want to make sure that you don't poke the dog in the eye with the comb. So then I'm just going to take my comb and just like brush out the side of his muzzle with the comb. If you have small fine mats here, you could also use the slicker brush to remove those mats. Yes, you're a very good boy, Angus. And then I'll just use the comb on his chin, his neck, and then down his chest. And so, again, you can just see some of the loose undercoat that the comb has pulled out. Now I'm going to go to the other end of Angus and just again dampen his coat a little bit. I'm just going to brush out his tail. His tail again is in pretty good shape at this point. Just brush it out first using my pin brush. I'm just being really thorough, making sure that I get down to the end of the coat. You just want to make sure that you frequently mist the tail, just because you want like a really nice, you want to grow a lot of really nice, beautiful, long hair on the tail, and you want to just make sure that you're not breaking it off every time you're brushing him. And then after I brush the tail, I just go through. So I just use the fine-tooth greyhound comb after I use the pin brush to remove any tangled hair in the tail. So there's a little tangled coat at the base of the tail, which I can just remove with my greyhound comb. So, yeah, so mostly this is just undercoat with a little bit of top coat too. And of course, I want to brush out Angus's butt, and actually the area around his anus has been trimmed a bit, just prevents feces from catching in the coat, allows it to drop to the ground without getting stuck in the coat. The area that's trimmed should be just right around the anus. And if you have an intact dog, you always want to check around the testicles to make sure that there aren't any mats between the testicles and the legs, because this area can actually mat quite a bit too. Okay, so when I've finished actually using the pin brush on Angus's entire coat, I actually go through as a finishing step with the greyhound comb, with the fine-tooth greyhound comb, just to remove any additional tangled undercoat, loose undercoat from his coat. Also to remove any fine mats that might have been missed by the brush. And so you can see that there's a little bit of tangled coat actually on his legs that the comb is removing. So I'm just going to continue to do the other side of Angus, and then when I'm done we'll take a look at Angus when he's fully groomed. Okay, Angus has pretty much been completely brushed out and combed through to the skin, all over his entire body. One thing that I often do at the very end is just make sure that I've gotten all of the fine mats out of his paws. And for that, what I usually use is just a slicker brush. I don't use the slicker brush very much because it's supposedly hard on the coat and also can scratch the dog's skin. And to use a slicker brush on the paws, I just go through the coat, again one layer and one section at a time, just to remove any loose coat. Angus has a fairly fine coat, and so he gets a lot of loose undercoat caught in his paws, and I just want to make sure that all of that's out. So then after I've used the slicker brush, I use the greyhound comb on his paws just to ensure that I've removed all of the loose coat from the paws. So this is my fully groomed Tibetan Terrier, Angus, Champion Deep Acres Cream of the Crop. So today